Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Man, we've made it through now 3 Sundays without football. And man, am I missing watching my Dallas Cowboys play football. There's nothing like it in the world. I think back about football and the time I played football. And the great thing about football is it teaches you a lot about life. I was having a conversation with friends of ours, new couple, thinking about moving in together and things like that. And I could relate something that was taught to me in football by a coach. Because they were kind of sitting on the fence that, we haven't been together that long and we're talking about getting together. Are we moving too fast and things like that? And I remember one thing that one of my football coaches always said. Listen, he said, nobody likes to F up. And you're going to F up. But if you're going to F up, don't half-step effing up. There's nothing worse than making a mistake and taking your time doing it. If you're going to F up, do it at full speed. And that's basically what I told them. Hey, if you're going to mess up going all in. Don't wait. But I got thinking about something Dez Bryant said today, or has been talking about. Dez is basically, he's defending himself for a possible pay cut, and when people are downing him for the season and putting blame on it, he's defending himself, and he should. But he put a warning out to younger players where he said, hey, look, I played through injuries, and I'm basically not getting credit for that. I'm made as a scapegoat. So the takeaway is if you're injured, don't play. But here's the reality of football. It doesn't matter how much they try and make it seem like it's a gentleman's sport. Like it's golf, that everything is clean and everything else. The reality about the sport that we love, what the guys on the field do to stay on the field is unheard of. Because the injury rate, as some players told me, is 100%. You get hurt. You play through it. Or if you can't play through it, believe me, there is always somebody ready to take your spot. And the reality of it is, it's a cutthroat business. It's not far from the gladiators back in the day. Because in the end, if the teams know that we can do the same thing that you do with somebody who's younger or cheaper, you're gone. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you are Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith, the all-time leading back in football. Basically, the Cowboys kept him around long enough to get the record, and then bye-bye. And he finished off his career in Arizona. Tony Dorsett, he had to continue his career in Denver. Messed his knee up, ended the season in his career. It's the reality of football. It's ugly. Guys play hurt. Guys play dirty. And when you're looking at this time of year, I don't begrudge any player for wanting to get paid. When you meet some of the players after they're done football, the condition that their body is in, I know when we see the numbers on some of these players, it's a lot of money. But here's the reality. A lot of the guys, only thing they know is football. Throughout high school, college, and everything else, somebody else has always been taking care of that stuff. You have guys that have made a whole lot of money in football, but don't have the support people around them to take care of that money. The other part of the equation is yeah, you hear about quarterbacks that are getting $100 million contract, but that's quarterbacks. The average player has about a 3-year career. Some of them will never get to that second contract. Some of them are on those rather low contracts. Now, don't get me wrong. If I were to make $300,000 or $400,000 in a year, I'd be happy as can be. But here's what you have to understand: some of these guys might make it for 1 year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, and they have nothing else to fall back on. You, my friend, will probably make more money in your lifetime than a lot of the football players that are out there. That's why today you'll see, look online, you can find Super Bowl rings for sale. Because a lot of these guys are penniless, with broke down bodies, and are forgotten. Football has been a way out for a lot of people, for a lot of players. It's made a lot of players a lot of money. But it's also left a lot of players desolate. And that's the reality of football. It's a great sport. It's a hell of an opportunity. It's something special. But it also costs you a whole hell of a lot. I'm Mark Holmes. It's Cowboy Joe Boo. And I'm keeping it real with the reality of football. I'll see you soon.